Yo, what's up, Chris?
Hey Brock, hope you're doing well.
How you doing, man?
All good. I know that the result wasn't ideal, and I know a lot of people have mixed reactions towards it. So hopefully that's temporary. We recover soon because I strongly believe in Bitcoin. It's super strong, and it's mathematics of finance.
You're talking about the reaction to the reciprocal tariffs.
Yes, and as I was looking through many tweets on X, many people have different like mixed reactions on how they felt about it. Maybe they're saying like they feel hopeful, like oh it's temporary, the market's gonna recover. Some people are like a little bit fearful, so we had like a mixed wide range of reactions
Yeah,
among the people.
that's because they have nothing, no historical precedent to go off of. So you're absolutely right. But I'm waiting until I thought no, I thought the uh, the the press conference went very well. I watched all of it. Um, but I think once we see all most of these countries, once these countries start to get their own crypto stockpiles, we'll really start to see Bitcoiners start to understand more because tariffs are very old school. But like I mentioned in the last previous spaces, tariffs can be applied towards crypto as well, and that can take a little longer to remediate or something like that. So thanks for bringing it up. Let's wait a couple minutes until Haroon joins, and then we'll talk from there. Hey, Chris, do you want to be the co-host until Haroon shows up?
Okay, yeah, sure.
All right. So if you open up the notes, I'll start off. One of the things I've been thinking of is, especially with lawfare, and you can take the U.S. Congress and the parties on either side as an example of this. With lawfare, uh, some, especially with new technology like Bitcoin, and especially as it like, especially after America adopts something, there's always a chance that some country could uh, see it as a potential to exploit it. So the first note I have is we have to make sure that some country, nation, or state or legislator doesn't classify Bitcoin or crypto as potential weapons of mass destruction. And I know WMDs is a loaded term, but it's possible. Some nation could always do this, and I don't mean that. I don't mean that to be political or try and come off any way. It's just possible. Any nation can do this. And because some nation with lawfare is tricky. Some nation could just say, "Oh, we don't understand crypto. We're going to classify it as a WMD because it could wreak havoc." And that ties into like if you'll see on the charts today from the Rose Garden speech that Trump presented on that chart, it shows nations that manipulate their currency. So it ties into that kind of thing. So I thought that would just be a interesting thing to bring up because WMDs don't get talked about a lot, but viruses are technically weapons of mass destruction. Like for instance, in the first Gulf War, the first weapon into Iraq was a virus. They sent a virus to take down the old school technology in the country. That's actually an interesting fact. So someone could classify Bitcoin as antagonistic. So, but what are your thoughts on that, Chris? What country are you in right now?
Based in Boston, United States.
Oh, but I love Boston. Yeah, Boston. Senator Warren could just say, "Hey, it's a WMD. It might not pass Congress, might not pass as a bill, but it's possible." Hey, Haroon. Haroon.
Hey, Brock.
Hey, man, what's up?
All good, man. Sorry, man. I fell asleep again.
It's
Oh
all good.
God, I need to stop doing that.
It's all good. Well, you live in the
Who's
you, you,
who's
live,
up?
you live in the UK, so it's understandable.
Yeah,
Sleepy
man.
UK.
Oh man, I just doze off, man. I don't know. What can
How
I say?
was how
Anyway,
was how was
what's
work?
on? Work has been good.
Yeah,
Work has been nice. Yeah. How's it going over there?
it's going pretty good. I watched the tariff speech from the Rose Garden today, and it
Okay.
went pretty well. I think what Trump said makes a lot of sense. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
It's Liberation Day too.
Nice. Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Who was
So
speaking? Who was speaking whilst I was off?
it was Chris.
Myself.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Haroon.
How are you, man? You okay?
So far, so good. I understand the time zones are it's a little tricky to adapt in the UK. It's like around like late night, correct?
Yeah. I mean, it's not too late to be honest. It's 11:15. But I had a late night last night, so I think it's catching up on me. How are you, Chris? You okay?
I'm doing good. As always, like learning more about Bitcoin, the cryptocurrency, fintech, all that good stuff.
Nice, nice. Well, you carry on, man. You carry on with your questions. You gonna help me out a little bit here as well, yeah?
Yeah, Chris, you being in Boston and being what with how Boston is right now with their senators and their lawmakers. How do you feel about that? You think it's a possibility?
I say
Not.
there's some potential.
Yeah.
There's some potential because for me, where I'm based in Massachusetts is like literally the central hub of not just education but also like the financial institutions. Like literally next to like the New York Stock Exchange in New York. So potentially when it comes to the judicial and side of things, I think there's a possibility for cities like Boston could um inherit some uh, adoption for Bitcoin, other Web3 transactional adoption for convenience, security, etc.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And plus, it's too easy for someone to exploit the fact that we have multiple crypto options in the stockpile. I mean, someone could just favor Ethereum and they just go full on Ethereum and just keep on just promoting it, and just say I'm going to keep on trying to pass bills for Ethereum, and then any questions anyone has about, oh, are you trying to stoke civil war? Like, oh, no, I'm just a favor. I'm just new to this. Like, there's always a chance for lawmakers to just use that as an excuse and really just be bad actors. Like, oh, I'm just new to this. I'm old. I don't understand. So that's something that I've been thinking about. And like I commented before the space started, we're gonna talk about one of the things that I like thinking about a lot is kind of like mock scenarios of what could happen. And so today we're going to think about what the possibility as a thought experiment of like an evil Satoshi who just becomes evil and he starts to stoke the flames for a global cyber war with Russia via Bitcoin's open ledger and via ledger notes. Because there's always a possibility of that. I mean, I'm not evil itself, but who knows what the hell could happen? There could be bio warfare tomorrow that releases a virus that changes everyone's freaking mental state, and I could become evil. Or I could have an accident where I hit my head and I could just become evil. But yeah, let me go back to the notes here. Before I go into that, some other news. A Japanese company. Just before I go into that, Japanese company called MetaPlanet is raising 2 billion yen to buy more Bitcoin. So we have a Japanese company that's going to be buying it as well. And also, did anyone else get a chance to watch the Liberation Day Rose Garden speech? Haroon? You were sleeping, but anyone else get a chance to watch it?
No, I missed that, man.
If not, I posted the link to it in the Telegram, and it's openly available. Oh, hold on, let me post it in the comments here. Let me see. But Haroon, while I do that, what do you think
Yep.
about the reciprocal tariffs? Do you think it's a good idea for every country, or
Oh yeah, this is yeah. I think it's a really tricky time at the moment with this tariff situation, right? I think originally everyone kind of thought that it was just something that Brock was going to do to scare everyone, but no, sorry, not Brock. Sorry, man. That Trump was going to just scare everyone, but now no, I don't know. I think everyone's kind of worried. I really don't know how things are going to turn out. Really, I think that's the situation that we're in right now. No one really knows which way things are going to go.
well, we were talking
So
about earlier in the Telegram channel of a natural resource war happening around the Arctic Circle, and it
yeah,
tying U.S. and Canada and the UK into another freaking global war, which is possible. And with these tariffs, I mean, tariffs makes a lot of sense. I think before what 1920, before the IRS was even there, and before we had taxes, the U.S. relied a lot on tariffs, and it was a
yeah.
booming period in the economics of America. So was the UK on there, or are they exempt?
Oh, there's.
Let me see.
I think there's a risk of it. I'm not sure what it's like at the moment. I think they were talking about it before, but I'm not sure if there's anything in
Oh yeah,
place.
United Kingdom 10% reciprocal tariff. So that's a lot of money, dude. That's a lot of freaking money.
Yeah,
And they're talking about getting rid of the IRS and replacing it with an external revenue service, just relying on tariffs. Which, geez, which which goes to is the whole argument of whether America will become isolationist or globalist, which this current administration is not about globalism. But
no,
yeah, so let's say for instance that I'm evil, right? And I want to
yeah,
start. It's crazy because it's totally possible. It's totally possible.
yeah,
And I'm bored, and I'm like, you know what? I'm a billionaire, and I want to start global cyber warfare. What I could do, and I have it right here in the notes. I could just gift 1 million Bitcoin to Russia, and just put in the ledger note. Here you go. Here, this is for the digital ruble. There you go.
yeah,
And then, in another ledger note, just dub Edward Snowden as an enemy of the state. And then just relentlessly argue that global war on terrorism is still in effect, and endlessly
yeah,
repeat it on the ledger notes as transaction notes, and then just send and receive coins to and into the wallets and each originated from. and it'll go on and on and on and on. And I have the whole thing in the notes here. I'm not going to go into it, but also it's interesting to think about because at any time, if you think about it, they could be extreme bad actors, including at the heads of each of these crypto exchanges. I mean, Vitalik is pretty cool, but also someone could kidnap Vitalik and make him do stuff with his Ethereum. Because the way Ethereum is, it's the Ethereum Foundation has a bunch of people, but also he has, if I'm not mistaken, he has a majority of the Ethereum, right? Is that true?
I'll have to check on that one, man.
Yeah,
I'll have to check on it.
but
I have seen lots of memes where it says, uh, "Your whole life savings are based on this guy, and he's doing
yeah.
something silly."
No, he's a pretty good guy. I like what he's doing. His first language isn't English, so it's always interesting for me to check out his posts. But
Yeah.
it got me thinking about like the possibility of 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 how wide open and wild west it is with crypto because a lot of us are young. I'm 36. I just turned 36 last year, and most people who are on the currency and whatnot, they're in their late 60s, 70s, and 50s. So I haven't heard that much talk about it to where people are afraid people are this young, but it is still a fact. And I think it's something that I always think about, especially with me signing into a transaction this week. There's going to be a lot of talk about, oh, he's so young. But I think luckily my resume speaks my work speaks for itself. But also you're going to hear about that a lot. Like, oh, he's only 36, and he what does he know? So
I,
um,
I think in general, um, when people think about who they thought Satoshi was, I don't really think you fit the profile. I think just because people just imagination and creativity just ran away with itself with for everyone. They thought they had all these different descriptions, but in general, you're quite a kind of country loving, kind of modern, yet quite knowledgeable, kind of local guy, really. You know,
well, people wouldn't think of you as well
oh no, yeah,
as someone who'd be involved in a meme coin project.
oh yeah, 100%, 100%. I mean, I remember, when I got into it, everyone was like, "What are you talking about?" Even in cryptocurrency in general, you're just like, this guy, this time he's really lost his marbles. But then, as time's gone by, people used to come to me like, I don't know if you've heard of it, but this thing called Bitcoin. I was like, oh yeah, what's that? And then now you could say it's quite mainstream now, isn't it? Pretty much everyone knows about cryptocurrency or Bitcoin
Well,
at least.
it's mainstream, but the idea of a meme coin, the first thing that people think about as a meme is just an image with no author on the internet. So
Yeah.
to monetize that, it's still in its infantry.
Oh
I mean,
yeah,
it's
100%.
still in infancy. Yeah.
No, no, most definitely, most definitely. And I think uh, it's like with anything, like when people hear the name meme coin, they'll associate the word meme coin with so many preconceived notions on what a meme coin is and what they've heard a meme coin is. And in reality, what people will realize is that we're just a community. In this situation, we're a community that's born out of our interest in finding out um, the potential founder of Bitcoin. Now, we probably don't mention that enough in our talks because you can't mention it in every conversation, right? Yeah, but that's really what Brock is. Is we potentially found someone who is the founder of Bitcoin, and and
Yeah.
and as time's gone by, we've got to know that person. We're in conversations with that person. We're talking with you regularly. In the group, we're chatting away. We're chatting away on these podcasts, and really from day one, the main thing that we've all decided was for us all, for anyone really, right? You had to get 100% definitive proof is that there's a transaction between one of the old wallets that we know that are owned by Satoshi of the old Bitcoin wallets, a transaction between one of them with anyone really, just some movement from that wallet, right? Yes.
Yeah,
But then
and I think
you, the way you came back, sorry to interrupt, the way you came back creatively, saying, "Oh yeah, I'll move 1776 Bitcoin," which is 1776 is the year of the founding of the United States of America, right? Is that correct? I hope so. Anyway,
yeah, well, it's argued that it's 7075,
okay, yeah.
but yeah,
So
1776.
you came out with that year, and then that was just like something that you said like it's probably over a month ago now, right? Maybe 6 weeks or 8 weeks ago, you said it, and this week it could be happening. You're expecting for it to be done this week, uh,
Yeah,
any day now.
this week, anytime. It depends. Tomorrow's discussion will be a little more, just a reply to what you said. Tomorrow's discussion will be a little more in depth
Yeah,
because it'll give us all time to digest the idea of reciprocal tariffs, because that word itself doesn't really resonate with this current generation. Not to sound silly,
yeah, yeah,
but the idea of a reciprocal tariff. I mean, America's not really known for that. America's known for giving money,
yeah,
not saying, "Hey, if you do this, we'll do this to you."
yeah,
But it's gonna take. No one likes paying taxes.
yeah,
On either side, no matter what politics you hold, no one likes paying taxes. I mean, the idea of taxes towards Social Security and whatnot, that you get automatically taken out of your paycheck, sure, but no one likes paying taxes. I mean, we have to. The economy could be so much better.
yeah,
And tariffs, people make fun of Trump for saying tariffs, but also tariffs just make sense. It's because,
yeah,
like, I think I mentioned this on Monday or Tuesday. The idea of Google is offered for free. Think about this:
yeah,
Google is free
yeah,
for everyone, and no one is taxed on it.
yeah,
The idea that there's been an argument that we could just tax other countries for using that kind of didn't make sense. But the base idea of it makes sense.
yeah,
It's because those are kind of what tariffs are, but just for imports and exports. Because no one wants to be taxed for using Google, because it's a public good, it's a public utility. It's kind of like the internet.
yeah,
So I like, even now I'm trying to process what these are. So I think tomorrow will be a whole lot more in depth. But for this X space, I kind of wanted to introduce the fact that it is on our minds. It is on my mind that I'm not just doing this for clout or because of the ego.
yeah,
I mean, everyone has a little bit of an ego, but also the fact, if you just go and look at the in the notes, it's entitled USSR, and it's not about the actual USSR. It's just Satoshi thinking through, okay, what if? It's kind of like doing a Tom Clancy Rand Corporation kind of like thought experiment. So it's worth a read. I might do 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 tweets
yeah.
fleshing out what it says, but it's worth thinking through. So
Oh, definitely. And I've noticed that actually, with the way you do things, Brock, you do have usually a deeper meaning in the things you do, which is interesting. Again, it adds another kind of dynamic to the whole project, because you obviously are very thoughtful on a number of things like your country, and these days, not everyone is, to be honest, Brock. People are just living their life, kind of
yeah,
not
well,
really caring.
it's
You know what I mean?
because we have to think about the fact that everyone involved in this project is going to be receiving a lot more attention. I think Axiom has a question. I think he has his hand raised.
All right, okay, yeah.
What's up, Axiom?
Hey, no much. I appreciate the mic.
Sure, man.
My, my only pushback with Google, apologize for the background noise, and it's not really a pushback, but yeah, of course it's free.
Yeah,
Kind of like when COVID, um, they gave out all the free Chromebooks. The money that Google makes on data
yeah,
on the back end of analytics is beyond priceless.
yeah.
And so, yeah, they'll give you a free product, but what are they really
Oh, of
scraping as
course,
far as
yeah. They
data?
they but
You
also
know,
you're absolutely right. And I've been thinking about that a lot lately. And it's not because my girlfriend works at Google. It's because we've all grown up on Google, and I've been using Google since 2003, 2004. But also the fact that it's like it goes beyond like the social contract, to where we all know that Google uses our stuff, but also what is Google going to do? if they how are they going to survive as the business model? Because think about when Google first started, they wanted to index the web, right? But also
Right.
like we provide them our stuff, and then there's an old argument that Americans are so awesome they don't care if they're getting spied on because we had nothing to hide. But also that kind of thought train, that kind of logic goes all the way down, and you eventually start talking about the Patriot Act and the Federalist Papers. But that's a good point. But also, like you said, it's priceless. It's priceless. But the fact that
Yeah.
only Google has access to it for now,
Right.
you were saying?
And I didn't mean to interrupt. Just real quick, one thing I was in a space with Elon about 6 months ago or a year ago, and he said something very, very profound. And I used to be SEO and do open source intel stuff like that. But he said everything's data. And ever since he said that, like I just been in these data sets and just looking at analytics from a standpoint of reverse engineering. So if I'm trying to sell a product, how do I reverse engineer that product as far as
Right.
who, if I make X widget, how many people are out there that are looking for this X widget and how do I get it out there? So I reverse that engineering and going backwards. And once he said that, it just changed my whole mind about data and everything. And so and like I got in my state, I live in Ohio, and right in my backyard, they bought 700 acres and they're putting a data center in, and they're working day and night to get this data center up, and we still don't know who it is. It's either they say top 200. It's either Meta or
I
Amazon.
think it could be Intel because Intel has a factory they're going to install there, right?
Yeah, but I'm in northern part of Ohio,
Ah,
so we
okay.
got a bunch. We got microchips being made, microchip factory being made, and then we got in different part of Ohio, we got Google. They're building Google and Facebook are both building a data center. So they think this one might be Amazon because of the blueprint.
Yeah, and I hear it every day with Google, but I still use Google. I use Google Docs, and I think it's a happy medium between to show information because X is becoming more decentralized every day, and they're going to include crypto payments. But also, Google Docs is just a happy medium between it. Like, if I didn't believe in it, I wouldn't use it. But I think a lot of people are turned off by Google because they become so big, but you don't know how big they are. It's kind of like I don't think it'll ever be classified as legacy, but I think everyone inherently trusts Google in a small way. But places like IBM has a lot of potential. It's kind of like I'll mention IBM's Hyperledger. IBM is one of the few old school companies that have embraced blockchain, but it's
Excuse
a
me.
more in a hybrid sense. So when IBM starts building their factories and their place in Ohio, I think it has potential, especially with JD Vance being from Ohio. I think that and them understanding and then their embrace of blockchain is good, but you don't hear about Hyperledger and IBM too often. So what you said is a good point, and the fact that they're building these huge data centers out in the middle of nowhere, and you don't know who it is, that's a good point as well. And also, if you'll recall, I'm not sure if you saw this. It was in late January or early February. They're installing data centers all over the South, which is almost unheard of. I think this UAE or something, someone from the UAE or from Dubai invested a couple $100 billion in data centers all across the South, which you don't hear about. But
And Ohio.
and
Yep.
Ohio, yeah, you don't hear about. But the South has very bad. It runs very humid, very humid. It's like 90% humidity all the time. But it just costs more in electricity. But and I'll go back to Google. Google has always been good for data centers, is because not only is it cheap, it's good, but also, like you said, during COVID, one of the reasons why I chose Google Cloud as one of the technologies, one of the platforms, is because they started to institute wind energy and the ability to modify wind when you can, like, you can choose which region, like AWS, to store your data. So they're starting to include like green and 100% clean energy, but places like Ohio, you don't hear about it. So I see you raising your hand. What you got?
That's real quick. I'm sorry, but yeah. So then I did a background on Bitcoin and asked who owns, majority of
Right.
Bitcoin, and then you start getting to BlackRock, and then BlackRock's infrastructure, if you look what they did in West Virginia and you talk about wind turbines, they have a huge wind turbine farm that they're putting up in states like
Yeah,
Tennessee and big in West Virginia. So that's coming along. And then going through those data sets of seeing who owns that Bitcoin, I couldn't believe how much the U.S. actual government owns Bitcoin. They supposedly got that through people that were doing nefarious things with that Bitcoin, but the fact that they're still holding on to it, type of thing, Bitcoin's coming. It's just a
yeah,
matter of when.
and also you'll be surprised. Like not only BlackRock, but traditional oil and natural and liquid gas companies have been building energy parks and whatnot for the future. So even though they say they're all in on 100% fossil fuels, they know the future as well. But also BlackRock, you'd be surprised that they're involved in the Panama Canal negotiations. So that,
And
that
then you
that that
guess
can
what?
involve Bitcoin as well.
Right. And what's crazy is I don't know if you got Dollar Generals where you guys are at, but I did a 40-mile radius. How many Dollar Generals in my area? And I got 40 of them. I got 1,000 in my
Yeah.
state. And that infrastructure, I looked at the background, who supports them? It's BlackRock and Vanguard.
Well,
So
it's a
you're starting to see those 15-minute city blueprints
it's a
coming
it's
out
a
too.
good business model, and I see Dollar Generals and Dollar and Family Trees starting to be one of the first businesses possibly that use the SATs model to start labeling things in SATs because everybody shops at Family Tree, everybody, and you like my girlfriend, and a lot of her friends and a lot of that age group, they watch a lot of videos where like housewives will post like daily, like, hey, here's the best way to get some cheap groceries and save on your monthly grocery budget by going to Family Tree and going to Costco and whatnot. So I see that kind of there's a lot of those in the South, but it's they're there because few people want to shop at them. They want to go there, but also I see that kind of brand being the first ones to embrace the SATs model, where they'll start labeling things in SATs, and I don't think people will be turned off by it, but it'll be interesting to see. So, but with Ohio has so much potential, and it's one of the few northern states where people will pay attention to it, and uh, outside of presidential elections. But the new Intel factory will be nice because Intel could be used for microchips and to manufacture ASICs. People don't think about that, but it's also Intel makes a lot of different stuff. So it's like Haroon and I talk about building doing ASIC manufacturing in Wyoming. But now that you mentioned Ohio, I mean, why not Ohio as well?
Yeah, infrastructure wise, even where they're at, energy, you like you said, first thing they're going to look at is cost of energy. And so they put this big data centers going right by a substation. And so with those rates, it's going to be 700. It's like 700 acres, but they're only going to employ 50 people. But these data centers are coming. They can't get them up quick enough, in my
How long
opinion.
have they been building out that data center?
They just started within this last year. They just put a roundabout off the highway, and they said there's going to be 1,000 trucks going through there daily for the next 3 years until
Jesus,
they can get it up.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But yeah, look into a good company to look into is Riot Mining in Texas. That's kind of the business model I wanna replicate with mining, but also with manufacturing, is because they're on the stock market. They did a full IPO, but also the way they use energy, the way they complement, they tie into the local grid. I think that could be done with Ohio, but I don't know much about Ohio. And I don't know much about Wyoming, so it's good to talk about. But it's all that area is just right for the picking. It's great because it's way up there.
Right. I was just surprised how large they are, and they're only going to, we won't build affordable housing, but we'll build these huge data centers, and they can't get them up quick enough, like I said. And I get it. I see where everything's going, the automation and blockchain and Bitcoin. So I can see the future, but how far is that future out, or is it here right
Yeah,
now, type of
it's
thing?
worth it. I mean, I'll put in the notes for the notes tomorrow for tomorrow's discussion because I love Intel. My first PC I used that I ever built, I used an AMD Athlon 64, but every PC after that I've used Intel because I think Intel's great. But I'll put that in the notes for tomorrow, and I'll check out Ohio because it's a possibility. So thanks for bringing it up.
Yeah, if I drop you some notes in the DM,
Yeah,
don't be
sure.
surprised,
Yeah, man,
right?
please feel free
Because
to.
I
Yeah.
did some research and I can't figure out this. There's this hash company out of the state of Texas. These two ex Air Force guys are the ones on on the back end of the hash, and they own the IP.
Right.
And so I got to find those names, and I'll drop that in that little bubble too. But it was really interesting seeing how far this goes, and I guess the people that have their hands on it right now, and how that's going to
Awesome.
develop.
Yeah. If you don't mind, I'll send you the whenever I make the Google Doc for tomorrow. It's I'll send it to you, and you can comment. You can leave notes there too if you don't mind, so we can talk about it tomorrow. It's a good idea.
That's amazing because I got Google. I actually got Google Enterprise
Oh,
Plus
nice.
for
Very
yeah.
nice.
I don't know how to use it all. Trust me, I'm not one of those. I wish I was you because there's things I want to do like APIs and different stuff like data
Oh
scrapes
yeah.
because I love data
Yeah,
analytics.
I I
So
I learned. It took me. I took 3 or 4 months to learn Google Cloud Platform. It's insane how much is able to be done on there. It's not 100% the best, but you can do anything with Google Cloud, and especially API scraping. Did a lot of that during COVID because public information for COVID, especially all the states' different dashboards, I had to do 50 plus state API scrapes for Twitter, for public dashboards, for public information, and I was running 5 different platforms at once. So I was doing IBM, Amazon, Google, Microsoft Azure, of course, and I was running, I think, a little bit of Ethereum as well. And no, it was IBM local Hyperledger, but I don't usually talk about that because I'm tired of talking about COVID. But all the information, all that stuff is in the past. I don't want to talk about the past, talk about the future. So if Haroon, if you don't have anything to add, I think we'll stop it there.
Let's wrap it up, guys. And
Yeah, thanks everybody for showing up.
Thank you.
Like I said, yeah, no, thank you, sir. Check out
thank you
the
again. I
notes
appreciate it.
if you know. Yeah, appreciate you, sir. We'll see you tomorrow. Later.
All right, later.
there, guys.